Okie dokie, here we go. Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Happy spring. Happy spring.
Happy official spring and not just meteorological spring.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
The vernal equinox. It's the
And it's
vernal
also the
equinox.
day that I guess what medical students find out where their residencies are going to be. That's
Oh,
also today.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good to know, Jeff. By the way, Jeff, tarot ass backwards. And glad to be here with you guys tonight. We'll be doing some readings, but we're just waiting. Hi, Wild Lilac. It's good to see you. You're the only one here right now, so we're just going to banter for a few minutes, and then when people start coming in, we'll do that. But I was reading something about the medical community, and you know the problems that I've had with them, and they're not listening and everything. And I'm feeling like they're just not doing any of that empathic, not that they do it all the time, but they usually have them do like this class in some kind of empathy, I don't think they're doing that
Bill.
anymore. There we go. Hi, M. Steve. Hi, Bill. Hi, Pia. It's nice to see you, and happy spring to you, to all of you. Yeah, seeking myself for myself. Thank you for being here. Yeah, so we will take some questions. We're just kind of waiting for folks to show up. Hi, Brandon.
Diana.
Hello, Diana's here. Yay, Diana. Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Brandon.
It's from what I can see, I know Diana knows more about this than us, but we got the equinox. We've got I think it's the small moon, the crescent moon. And we also have 7 planets that are lined up. So that's really good. I mean, well, maybe. But I'll have to tell you guys my story about our illustrious leader. See what you think. Hi, Jan. I'm feeling okay, seeking myself. Not the best, but not as bad as I have. And I'm just kind of taking it slow. So thank you for asking, seeking myself. Yes. Hi, Jen Bowles. All right. So here we go, everybody. Trump was bragging the other day that he was able to finish a puzzle in 2 months. And everybody thought, well, that's, why really? You think that's that good? He said, oh, yeah, because on the box it said 3 to 5 years. So, yeah, that must be the mentality. Fits, right? Fits. Yeah. But anyway, Steve, you're wanting to have a reading? Okay. Why don't you put it in when you can? It's a good lineup. The new zodiac year. Welcome, Aries. Awesome. And Jeff is an Aries. Not his birthday isn't imminent, but it's coming up. And yeah, I know, seeking myself. I don't know if it's true or not, but I did say to myself, yeah, that sounds about right. Am I following?
It sounds perfect given his whole thing about the cognitive tests and the reason they administer them.
Yeah. Yeah.
He totally misses the point on that.
He has no. Well, I was saying to Jeff too backstage, he calls this an excursion into Iran, which is a boat trip that like a 3-hour tour, like they did on it's an incursion, not an excursion. Otherwise you'd be on a boat somewhere having a good time. All right, I see it, M. Steve, I got it. Am I following Todd Maffin, former CBC broadcaster, amazing Canadian humorist? I'll have to check it out. Is he on YouTube, Denise? If so, yes. I always go in because they don't tell us what's going on. I go into CBC, BBC, Al Jazeera, and a couple other places that aren't here in the United States, because that's where you get the truth, Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, that's great. All right. So we got some questions. Will, you have a question? Thank you, dear. Oh, I know. I do too. I totally do. Yeah. All right, Lori, I gotcha. Yeah. Oh, my. All right. Well, we'll just jump on into it. glad to be here with Jeff. And if you have not signed up for his channel, it is
Hi,
in the
Jenny.
show notes. Yeah, please go over and like and subscribe to his channel. And look at the angry picture of me there that Jeff made.
All I had to do was speak into my, well, not speak into my phone, type it into my phone, my vision, and then I could do it because I can't draw. So
Me
I can
either.
let my imagination run wild.
You let your imagination run. Yeah. How did you do?
Well, the first one I did was us flying in the clouds. We were flying in the clouds as babies with diapers. I'm like, that's kind of boring and not cluttered.
Yeah, that's not
and
so hot,
everything
is
is so cluttered right now in the world. I'm like, this needs to be cluttered like it is.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I love it. Brandon, I remember the thing about Pearl Harbor yesterday, but the thing that disturbed me more than that was as the Prime Minister of Japan was leaving the room, he had his arm on her shoulder first, and then he patted her butt. So, disgusting man. Just a disgusting man. Sanity Claus.
Debbie.
Wow. Lilac. Okay. Debbie Bachelor. All right. So we already got 9 people. Yeah, babies are old people. Yeah. Yeah. I know. We should, I mean, I saw him do it on the video. So okay. Let's see what we got here. So we got Brandon first. What is ahead for you this spring? Hopefully better weather.
You got Bill's question right about the Sea of Galilee.
I believe so. Yes. I have Brandon, okay. Denise Schultz. Oh no, that wasn't a question. M. Steve and Will, Lori, Sanity, Wild Lilac, Debbie Bachelor. That's what I have right now. Just so you guys know. On a woman I call Kay when I looked into her eyes. So let's see if you have it. That's really cool, Bill. Is that the same question you gave me, but you just made it bigger? Okay, good. All right. Yes, you're right, seeking myself. He is a dirtbag. It's really interesting because I read a lot of books by Osho, and he has one called Maturity. And what it said when I read it a long, long time ago, it said that you can have young children more mature than 70 to 80-year-old men. So there you go. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm a big believer in the we kind of go out as we come in. You know, we lose our hair, we lose when we start. I mean, he already came in probably horrible, went horrible the whole way, horrible. And now we're just going to go out really, really, really horrible. Like,
yeah, it's awful. It's awful. All right. What's ahead for you, Brandon? So I'm going to pull a card more spiritual, and then I'm going to pull some cards that are more physical. So that's what I want to do. The first one I get here is Beyond Illusion. I'm guessing that there's something that you can do this spring that you believe you've never believed you could do, but you can do it. And you're going to, and so your illusion is that, oh no, I don't know how to do that. I can't do that. That's not me. I think you can look beyond that. Some idea or some kind of thing is going to come to you in a thunderbolt. It's going to be like, wow, I can do that. And it happens to us all our lives. It's just that when we really want it to happen at a certain time, it doesn't always happen. The next one I have is you can release the burden once this happens. Now, this could be a job. It could be a relationship. It could be a situation, but it also could be a spiritual path that you're doing all these things on. I do see that, and this is for all of us, really. I got the double-edged sword. So a lot of us are going through some money conflicts, needing to cut corners on things. It's pretty bad when you go to the grocery store to make like a stew, and you buy the stew ingredients, and you come home and you get to the checkout counter. It's like $102 for that. That's a lot of money for one stew. So the other thing is you may get, I don't know who you work for or with, but you may be asked to take a pay cut, and that's going to be your choice. I don't know, but it's because of the tightness of the money situation that everybody's going through. They're saying, though, that you need to keep track of your health and how you're doing, and to make sure that, you know, you're not stressed, you're doing self-care and taking care of yourself. And that's
It's interesting, Brandon. I heard the letter P for this, and I saw like this big parapet and palace. But what I am wondering about is when I did my poetry prayer, something came in about your being able to convince someone, you're being able more readily to find ways to get around things than maybe some other people might be able to, and or they can't always understand you feel like, and it's almost like to them you're trying to impose, or you feel like they feel you're trying to impose your will on them because they just can't understand some of the ideas you have. I heard something like that. But one thing I'm getting a lot of that reaffirms Aley's reading is I'm getting tons of kings here. I got, for this is like trial and error. I feel like there's something going on with you right now that involves some sort of, it's like this one thing that needs to be revealed for something to be complete. Because I got the king of swords, which is about a thought or a strategy, but reversed was the 9 of cups, which is that one thing that got in the way of something, crossed on top by the moon, which is about secrets or about something not having been revealed to you yet. I kind of feel like it's either trial and error, or if you have like an engineering or a very meticulous sort of background in science or something, I kind of feel like you're good at managing things and managing people. But the problem sometimes is in the past, too much. I think Aley said something about a pay cut. I got this in the past, the King of Coins.
Interesting. It's hard to see the cards. Is it 10 of coins? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's yeah. So with the 10 of coins, I was kind of thinking like you want to maintain a certain level of status, but you don't want to be in a position where you're having to go through these shenanigans. I think professionally, routinely, maybe. So what I got was the 6 of cups, which is a sort of nostalgic. I don't know why these are all blurry tonight. The 6 of cups, which is this nostalgia card, which basically points to the way it could be. And I think that more than anything points to what you've learned about yourself, that you're trying to balance the nostalgia with going forward and trying to find the right balance of the two. But don't allow yourself with the devil card that came in here. The devil card came in reversed to chronically fixate on something that you can't change because you are, as Aley said, bringing it in. It's the sun. And then the one thing that you need to be kind of wary of, and it came in your hope and fear, is another King of Cups. It's a king. And it came in, take care of yourself and don't allow yourself to be manipulated, because I feel you might have been a victim of that. And then the Knight of Swords reversed. This is like very warish or really strange ideologies. I don't know if you've studied a lot of different religions or if you've ever been around someone. I'm feeling like this person around you might have been in a cult or something like that, where you got roped into something that I don't think you wanted to. Just beware of that again. That's what I got for your spring.
Oh, that's really well. I mean, there's a few things there, but we're definitely watching out for his health and self-care. The nostalgia is very interesting to me because just yesterday I was reading something and I never thought of it this way. I love nostalgia. I'll listen to music and I'll be nostalgic, but I will feel kind of sad. And they said nostalgia is actually grief. I never
Oh, it
thought of it that
is
way.
because I always
Yeah.
then I'm in constant grief. Then
Oh, honey. But I am too. When I listen to music, that
you
happens to
know,
me all the time. Yeah.
and
You
even if
cut
on
it.
the superficial it makes you cry or whatever, I
Yeah.
remember. Well, we have so
Yeah.
many memories when we get older. You know,
We do. We do have a lot more to go
yeah,
through. Right? Yeah. Yeah. But there's something about it. I want to remember the good old days. I think it's if you wallow there, and say, I can't go
I do
back. I
that.
can't Yeah, I agree, Jen. You miss the old days. You miss your 30-year-old body or your intelligent, whatever it is, So Brandon says he cut an X that he cut off. Okay.
Yeah, there was
So
someone
yeah,
around him because there's this lot of very strong energy in him. Really good
yeah,
cards. Like it's
yeah,
just that it's like I feel like he's a perfectionist too.
could
And I
be.
think I've said that in a reading to him before too.
Uh-huh. Yep. All right. Well, you're welcome, Brandon. Yeah, Hinda, nostalgia does make one sad, and it
Yeah, it
affects
does.
your mood. Now, Jeff is doing the best he can, holding up the cards. Maybe they are too close, but then maybe it's your light. No,
It's the
see now,
lighting.
it's the lighting. Okay, yeah. So
Let's
he'll
change
say
this.
whatever the card is for sure. All right. Okie dokie. Okay, so M. Steve says a card reading for my sister Diana read, if only I had only known then what I know now, I would have lived differently. What would she have done differently? She had a great life and he wants to seek clarity from her. So it's kind of like he had somebody read this as coming from her. So he wants to know more about what she would have done differently. All right. The first thing I want to say, M. Steve, is that most people say they wouldn't be the people that they were if they had done it any differently. And, a lot of people say, if only I went this way instead of that way, or whatever it is. I'm getting the feeling that it's a road, the road not traveled sort of thing that Frost would have said, and it's okay to go down that road. So I have the Audacity deck, and this one is the coffee. So I'm feeling like she's sitting with her coffee. She's taking, if she didn't drink it, that's maybe she wanted to, or maybe she wanted to drink less coffee. I don't know. But she's sitting with it because she's on the other side and she's seeing what the possibilities are, and especially for her new life that's coming up. Because eventually she'll probably try to come back. And then she's assessing her life, but she's only seeing a part of it right now because it takes a little bit of time. That's what I get there. And the next card I get is the journey wasn't the smoothest or the most pleasant, but everything is coming together in my own life, even though I'm on the other side, that life. Patience, strength, and perseverance will be rewarded. And that's what she wants you to know, that you need patience, strength, and perseverance. The wait is almost over. She wants you to hold on. And I know you're going through a tough time. So that's the message I get from your sister.
I saw something about a blood red sky, and I didn't know what that meant, so I threw a few Lenormand cards on it. And there's a lot of healing that came from either the water or the sand, something in a beach, but there's this reflective quality still about, and this is funny, yeah, because the third one is the water, and I hadn't drawn the third. That makes me think that there was this sort of explosive instant thing, and I don't feel like it was entirely resolved. I feel like because the snake's about regeneration, there's this coming back and healing that I'm seeing here, where there might have been some sort of, vituperative, angry energy at one point for some things that weren't resolved, to where she had, as I got from the question, a level of complexity to her into what was going on that I don't think a lot of people understood. And then I just feel like she's in there for eternity. I feel like there's this timelessness to the message that you're getting.
Wow. Well, if she had difficult health, she may have been regretting that she didn't take care of herself better. So there's a message to all of us. Yeah, there's a message to us all. Because we tend to think, oh, it's no big deal. You know, I'm young. Yeah.
And we keep telling ourselves that too, until it becomes denial. Like I'm at that phase where it's like, you got to cut it out. You know, how many people in their 50s live to be this heavy, you know, beyond that. So, you know, you get to a point where you, but, you know, I feel like unless you're completely you know, not self-aware, that's when it's the real problem.
That's very true. That's very true.
Because everyone has denial. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's normal.
She always tried or you have always tried a healthy path. Which one, Steve? Maybe she did. And, you know, I remember this like it was yesterday, and you may be too young to remember this, but there used to be a guy that used to do, he was a runner, and he was like this health freak, and his name was Yule Gibbons. And he died like in his 40s, and he was this health nut. So whatever's going to take us, there is some of that is on the flip side. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, she did. All right. Have you completed? I don't want to butt in anymore. If you need to read, are you done with this one?
I'm
Jeff?
done. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I got to find the correct one, and it isn't here. It's this one, I think. And I got to get rid of the others because there's more of them. So what did these faces mean? I saw morph around her eyes on a woman I'll call Kay when I looked into her eyes in January 1995 on the Sea of Galilee. All right. Okay, you saw faces around. Oh my God, that's her guides, isn't it? Oh, wow.
I'm hearing something about maybe split personality or some sort of either it could be guides or it could be not being able to tell the perception versus the reality of the situation that she was in then. I feel like there might have been something around her that Bill was picking up on that maybe she wasn't aware of.
Uh-huh.
Let me look at the cards.
Sure, of course. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's see what I get here. Okay. All right, Bill, I hope this makes some kind of sense. So what I see here in the Audacity deck is the child. So what you have seen her looking through childlike eyes. I think she was there. She may have been there at the Sea of Galilee in a past life where she was a child. And she was envisioning those people that were there with her, and they were showing up around her eyes because the eyes are the window to the soul. So take that into consideration, that she might have been using her inner child. The next thing the reason this happened was because it wanted you to pivot what you were looking at and how you were feeling about being by the Sea of Galilee, and recognizing that everybody doesn't have the same mystic experiences, but that these things can come out and be seen in spiritual places. And the reason that you got to see that, it was to teach you how to let go. That's what I get. In other words,
something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. But I feel like it's more about, Bill, I feel like with her, a loaded gun, a loaded emotion. I mean, this is pregnant with possibility on the surface. But when I get crossing it, the Page of Wands reversed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just kind of feel like the 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 idea or the motivation wasn't to be clear. It was to kind of shade something based on what Aley kind of said about some sort of generational with the 10 of coins thing that might have been either in her DNA, and it could be that, as Aley said, it was something that she had experienced before on the Sea of Galilee. But I was getting this sense that this person that was inhabited by this was not looking to hurt you. I feel like they were trying to communicate to you in a way you would understand, so you wouldn't feel 5 of coins, out in the cold. The problem was there wasn't a total sense of disclosure where she could be totally honest with you. 8 of Swords reversed on the bottom of this, or actually in the past. She has problems. There must have been something with either a mood disorder or something, I feel like, in her past that made it difficult for her to get free. 6 of Wands, and you're on a trip trying to escape. And this comes up, right? 6 of Wands reverse, which is victory, and it's about not being seen, or loss, or the opposite of victory. So I really feel there's a self-esteem issue, and I feel like this morphing is kind of a way of being an enigmatic in an artsy way, without having to come clean about what I am. Because if you're constantly you're a chameleon, that's still you, as a unit. But that's not what I think she was trying to convey. And then she didn't want to know the Judgment card. She didn't want you to know. She subconsciously didn't want to be the type of person that let you down, or she didn't want you to see through it. And there is something here about your own way to get through to her. You were meant to be around her. They attracted you. The problem was that whoever was trying to save the other, and this comes back to the way Aley ended it, about how you learned something, or she learned, that was not going to be with the Knight of Cups reversed. And then I got, in the end, I feel like things were left unsaid, Bill, that still need to be said, because I don't feel like it's totally over. Hangman reversed, which is like a delay.
It's not for Bill, I don't think. It's not over for him. I agree with you. Yeah.
I feel like something is not resolved in that relationship.
Yep. So he says he proposed to her that night, but she ended up marrying a drinking buddy of his from college.
Yeah, it felt like a pretty intense night. I mean, I don't know what it was, but yeah.
And it could be that she was showing you lifetimes that you had together, and was trying to tell you in her own subconscious way that this time it wasn't going to be you two together, because she or you had to pursue something new. And but you were brought back together in that moment. So I think it's really hard too when somebody wants something different from a relationship, and the other person knows that they don't feel the same way, and it's hard to let that person down.
Yeah, it sucks. I've been through
really
that.
Is.
It sucks.
Yeah. Anyway, Bill, I hope that helps. Thank you for your question. All right. So we have Lori. She would like a general. All righty. Lori, are you wanting to go somewhere, travel somewhere, with a friend, or with a spouse, or a child or something? Because what I have winter's clearing out, because today's the first day of spring, and even though it does sometimes still snow, we're in different parts of the world in spring, it's saying this clearing is coming. so that you can escape. So if it's not a trip, it could be something that you want to get yourself out of that you're not comfortable in.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a decision like, you said you'd go to this party or you do this thing for somebody and you're like, I really don't want to do that. I do not want to do that. But it can be done if you buddy up with somebody, if you have some kind of an alliance. Just make sure that you look at all the small things as well, because I got the 2 little ladybugs down here on the bottom, and they're good luck. So you don't want to step on them, if you know what I mean. So an alliance that works for you and that one. And it says here there are risks involved, and you need to weigh what the risks are. And if it doesn't feel like it's going to work for you, you just need to come clean and say to that person, yeah, it's not going to work out, or I can't do it. I'm sorry. Things have changed since I said I could. Yeah.
So my thing here is a couple things. The first card I got for you was the strength card, strength reversed. And with strength reversed being opposed by the chariot reversed, I'm feeling like either it was a car accident you might have been in recently or someone around you, but also figuratively, I'm feeling like misgivings about childhood where you're made to feel less than, because I kind of feel like your soul contract when you came into this life kind of was violated in some sense by family. That's 10 of Cups. And again, when this comes in the past, this just tells me things that were fated. If it were reversed, I'd say karma. And on top, I feel like for you, because the first thing I heard, I got your name rhyming with glory. And then I got this whole little spiel about the spine. And then I heard that the spine needs to inhabit or be the catalyst for that glory. And Aley said something about you need to put people that actually would take from you and suck from you, away. It's the 7 of Swords. I kind of feel like there's a lot of you that imbues things with your own panache, and I don't feel like it's always appreciated. And then so this card reversed to me means someone that was mishandling your gifts or your talents. I don't know if it was a boss. But Knight of Wands came in. You really have the motivation to do the thing that Aley was talking about. But I think one of the things that came into is 2 of Wands. The concern lies with the fact that you haven't been clear vocally about something. And I think Aley said that too.
Well, yeah, and the first card I had was clearing. Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
Yeah, and then at the end, I got the Page of Cups. So this can be a card about identity. And I really feel like you're kind of like, oh my God, right now. Like, it's not like a headache, but it's kind of like a dizzy sort of thing on both sides of my temples. I feel like you're going through something here that has its basis in the past.
Okay. Hopefully that will make sense to you, Lori. And
I mean, we all are. That's kind of
I think we are being dragged back into some stuff. Of course, Mercury retrograde just went direct today, but it will take a while. So we've been dealing with that.
I've had a horrible week at work because of that. The last 2 weeks have been hell.
Yep, I agree with you. I haven't had the best time either. I'm late for things. I forget about things. All those things. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So we have Sanity Clause, and then Wild Lilac, and then Debbie Bachelor, just so that you guys know where you are coming up. Okay. All right. Interesting. The first card I get is understanding, and it's two birds, and one is sort of behind the bars and the other one is flying free. So it could be that there's a barrier between you and somebody else, and you're not feeling like you have an understanding with each other, or there's two people, yourself and another person, that are just living in a different perception, I guess is the best way to say it, with different perceptions about an issue. And it's become fairly intense for you. And I think that it has become intense for you because it wants to catch your attention so that you can do something about it. That doesn't mean it's comfortable. So it could be a shadow aspect. And we don't like moving into the shadow. And the shadow is what we don't want to see about ourselves. Or we see in others what we should see in ourselves, one or the other. Oh my God, you got it too.
Moon reversed. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And, you know, I got the past life card, but it may be that it's not a past life that you fully lived before, but it could be your life in the past. So this person may have come back, which happens during Mercury retrograde, and you've been reconnected to, or you've heard from, or there's some issue going on. And the last card I get is it's time to release the past. If there's something bothering you, if you can go in and write it on a piece of paper and take it outside and burn it and ask the ashes to take it away, or the smoke to take it away, hopefully that will help you. Or you could envision doing some cord cutting between yourself and that person if it's making you uncomfortable. You don't have to do that if it's just a disagreement and you need to work it out with them.
So I kind of feel like you're the type of person that values austerity, and you value simplicity, and you value your alone time. Because I just want to go through these with you. So I did get the moon reversed, and that's your opposition card. The Queen of Coin, the precious sort of nature of things, you question it, because the only really precious thing that you have is you.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got a poke in the ear on that, which makes me think that kind of like the pressure or the stuff we put on ourselves to be in our own authority with money. When you've got the Queen of Coins, there's this divine feminine quality to you that I don't think there's almost, I don't know if you've ever done anything Wiccan or you've done anything with your gifts, but I kind of feel like maybe someone in the past discouraged it, and I don't mean necessarily psychic. I feel like, because when I saw that your stuff, I'm just like, everything was moving way too fast. And it was almost like I wasn't choking trying to catch up, but I'm just like, oh my God. And then the 4 coins came in. So there's this need to like hold on to stuff so badly, and I don't know why. That's the on top. But right now, Knight of Swords, things running away from you so fast. I hadn't even drawn these yet, and I'm getting that feeling. I really feel like you're more head over heart because you've been burned, or you realize that in meditation or through some sort of form of self-regulation, you have a better sense for yourself. Yeah, the cards got better on the last. This is what I got, King of Cups. You fathered yourself just in the limelight enough, not a lot of sun, but just enough. And here we go again, the devil. So it's like, I don't know if you ever had an addiction or if there were something that someone in your past that reminds you of that very thing that you conquered and actually grew from is no longer a fear to you. It's no longer a burden, though it could have been. And 3 of Wands reversed. So what I'm thinking here is that your direction now is entirely at the hands, because even though it feels like someone else is moving this car, you're meant for this journey. It does feel to me like you have this path, but it's not a path I don't think you always think you want. I think it's the one for which you're destined, if that makes any sense. I really feel like yours is the type of thing where everything was moving ahead of you and you couldn't get a hold of it. And something was traumatic about that.
Yeah.
But it was your contract. It was something you were supposed to do. That's what I got.
Yeah. We have that frame of reference of contracts, but I always say we don't remember what we signed up for. We don't remember how difficult the last one was. We think, oh, we can breeze through this. That's what I think of all the time. So yeah. Thank you so much. All right. While Lilac wonders why her mother treated her differently. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Oh, well, Steve, take it. Take it if it makes sense to you. Yeah. Okay, I don't know if this is going to make any sense to you, but the first card I get,
her, I think.
Yeah, I get refinement. She wanted you to be like her. Yeah. She absolutely said, you need to be like me, basically. And you didn't know any better. And or perhaps you were so different from each other that she felt uncomfortable with that. I don't know, but it is about her more than you. Absolutely. I agree. And she says, it says here, the reason is because it's time to trust the unknown. And at the time, I don't know how many more siblings you had, but if you were the first one, then, there are people, the first child gets the shaft because you're a practice child. But if you weren't the first one, then she's trying something different. That's how that works. And the card I got next is a longer message, which says, comparing yourself to others keeps you stuck in a cycle of guilt and shame and continues to separate you from your blessings. Understand that it's keeping you small and hurt. Understand that everyone has their own journey with which unfolds in divine timing. And so the reason this is the way it is has to do with the contract that you had with your mother, because we have contracts with everybody that we incarnate with. And you could have been on her contract for her lifetime. It may not have been your lesson. It may have been her lesson, like Jeff had said. Yeah.
I feel like I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's all right. No, it's fine.
I kind of feel like she didn't know herself and what she wanted out of life. I saw this image of someone that was baking. I don't know if she was a good baker or if you didn't have kids and she wanted you to have kids. But the long and short of this is that the hermit reverse came in, which is the introvert, or the light wasn't within. She couldn't do the reflection and the work she needed to do to be the type of mother that you did need, or even less weighty than that. Is that I don't think she realized that if she had a favorite, that would be something that would hurt other ones, because I don't think she did it necessarily intentionally. Mm-hmm. The world came in as the challenge. Something in her life was not fulfilled. It wasn't completed. 6 of coins. This is about charity Um, However, the last thing she wanted to be was charitable as a parent. She was trying to be fair and
Mm-hmm.
heavy-handed in the sense of discipline. And I think the problem became that in the past, I don't know if she ever had any stomach issues or any of the pregnancies were fraught with any sort of trouble, because this card, when it's upright, can be about stomach issues, but she couldn't get free of something. Okay. She needed to extricate from something. I don't know if she got pregnant early and too early, but I feel like this is the golden piece of news on top of her, that she couldn't see the gift that was in front of her. Because if you look at the card, the way it's rendered, the actual in the regular Rider-Waite, it's like that, where you have the gate and whatever. But what I see is the sparkle on top, and then the cloud obfuscating what's at the other side. And I was seeing a school, and I was just thinking maybe she wanted to go to school or learn something. And then I got the Four of Wands reversed, which to me has something to do with a new foundation or new beginning. And these are cards about for this reason or for that reason too, not FOOUR, but FOR. Four of Coins, two reversed. Too much. I don't know how old she was by indifference to you, meaning if you were one of the younger children she had. But
the second one of four.
Okay. She was in a position where being penurious or being in a position to not give also meant, I think she got something in her foundation that was hurting her. This is way more about her. Seven of Cups reversed. Couldn't make a decision, was held back, or chose the wrong things. The hope and fear is that she made a mistake, and that mistake dominoed into other things, but that doesn't mean she saw you as a mistake. And then the Three of Wands reversed again. It just wasn't part of her plan. I feel like she was a very empty woman, only because of something that she didn't do for herself. But it's just sad, because I feel like there's this energy was transferred onto you, and it really hurt you. And I'm sorry. That's what I see with it.
It could be. I don't know how much time was between you and your older sister, but sometimes people get pregnant earlier than they want, like 9 months later, or they have another one. And that's, like Jeff said, it isn't that she didn't want you. Oh, your father was physically abusive to her. Yeah. Oh my. Yeah.
Yeah. Something was horrible in there. Yeah.
Yeah, she did. I'm sorry. Oh dear. But please know it's not you. It is not you. Debbie Batchelor will be next, but Pia had a question, and I love the question. Wish we could do a reading to figure out why who has so many followers.
Oh, I was thinking it was someone on YouTube when I saw the question. I'm glad you clarified
it. It's himself.
And then it dawned on me.
I think it's all a bunch of lies, actually, Pia, because today somebody put up a thing that said 100% of all MAGAs support him in this war. And I know that's impossible, because I've seen other people say that even if it was 99, it would be more true than 100. So yeah, anyway. Okay. So will your daughter and grandson be able to visit in October? All right. Looking at the energy of October. Oh, it was only 15 months between you and your sister. No wonder. She's being abused by your dad. She's got 2 children under the age of 2. That's a lot.
That's hard.
And if she was 17, I don't know if that's what was her age or not, but if that was her age, OMG, that's really It's really difficult. So, all right, let's see what this means. This is a riot. I got the taco card, and I want to see what it has to say, because everything you need in the palm of your hand. However, not all things that fall apart are broken, because tacos, the crunchy ones, always fall apart. It may be stuck in a mess, but this isn't the end. Scoop up the pieces. Remember, your routine doesn't define you. You can always change direction. So what I'm feeling about this card is that it may be that there's some things that will delay it, or there'll be an issue with maybe a flight. Right now, we're dealing with a lot of a mess in TSA. So it could be that reason. And you want to just have that, but I'm also getting the trust card. They want you to trust that things will work themselves out, that she will get there. And then I also have the possibilities are looking good. So it's just not a slam dunk according to what the cards are saying.
Well, here's the interesting part. Then I'll do the other half, because it's a good departure point, no pun intended. I have here, I got the death card reversed. So I feel like there are going to be, what do you call it, missed opportunities to do this, which doesn't tell me anything really great about the future of this country. Because I think it's, the first thing I heard was all the gas stuff and the airports might close and all this other garbage. Then I heard justice reversed, which to me doesn't mean an injustice. What it means is getting it right at the right time, I think, in this context. So on top of that is this desire for reuniting. I don't know if something here is kind of imperative, because I don't know if anyone is, not necessarily her or you or you mean your grandson, but I kind of feel like you're missing out on something here, or someone's missing out. And, with kids, I know this for a fact. You miss 6 months, you miss a lot. So, I got the Tower reversed, so it's chronic. It's like, damn, you've been going through this sort of thing for a while now with this, because they move so quickly. Yeah. And this came in reverse too. But I did get movement. Okay. Like Aley said, I think, as Aley said, rather, know the difference between like and as around Aley. It was like my father used to say, as I said, not, well, I said like it. No, as I said. Yeah. So 501. So this is going to be a battle. Knight of Swords. Again, I feel like you may try a different way to see them. I don't know if you were going to fly anyway.
Maybe you could go to them. Or I don't know
you're going to change
if it's a drive or not, or a train.
Of how this is going to happen.
Yeah, I've been considering going on a
train. You won't be reunited, blah blah blah. Yeah. But the outcome I got was, don't be hasty about it, because I think by a few months from now, things are going to be a little bit more precarious. Whether it's not necessarily financial, because I don't know the means of the people I'm reading. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, the way the world is, you might be wise to reassess everything.
Absolutely.
And I don't like those cards for all of us.
I don't like that. And I don't even like that idea, because we didn't sign up for this. So yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. If you can find,
we're basically collateral damage. We're going to be collateral damage in some way.
We are, because he doesn't care about us, and he also has said that he's not afraid of anything, because he is correct. Not well. Yeah,
that's what I said. I had this sense it's just like, I'm going to take you all down with me before those files come out, and I don't think it's all that, but
yeah. Well, we know that there's issues, and that no one's doing anything about it right now, and they better get on it. Is all I can say.
I never knew anyone that old that could be that evil, and I know a lot of people don't think that he is that smart. I think he's underestimated in certain ways because I think he
so.
has some ability. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. I'm just going to put this up for the while Lilac, seeking myself as a mother whose mother was hurt deeply prior to having children. She couldn't give what she never learned. She loved her kids, but that wasn't given the love she was able to give it. My mother, too. My mother was orphaned basically at 5. So her sisters brought her up, and her father was an alcoholic. So I totally get, and I hold space for that. I say, sometimes if you're broken, mostly if you're broken, it's going to be hard to be very clear about things with the ones that come later. So thank you for putting that up, Seeking. Yeah. All right. All right. I see Jasa Bubbles. I'll put you on the list. We got a few in front of you. Okay. Yeah. Diana says, a masker, steamer, carpetbagger.
Carpetbagger.
I love it. I love it. Oh my. All right. We have shining, love, light, truth, and then we have seeking myself, and then we got a few more after that. So.
Hi, just sauce bubbles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's get some good messages coming in here tonight, please.
Yeah, right. Hi, Judith Anderson.
Oh, Judith, it's lovely to see you.
Bill saying bye to you, Aley.
Bye, Bill. Thank you, dear. Okay.
Bye, Bill.
Salama, I do have your
comment
question
today.
coming up. Yeah, I wanted you to know that, Salama. So if you're still here, all right. All right. Good night, Bill. All right, so what did I get in the Audacity deck? But I got the bottle for you. Now, bottles are great, and actually we should be drinking out of glass bottles now. But this one happens to be a baby bottle, which is interesting. So this is just a different kind of deck, and I find it fascinating. There's not that many cards in it, and the bottle is the Baba, the baby, the source of nourishment, the ultimate reservoir of life. What are you bottling up? Ooh, yeah. Shine, love, light, truth. What are you bottling up? Your gifts are meant to be given away. Step into your power, your authenticity, and your flaw by relaxing into the essence of who you be. Authentic. Don't worry about what other people think. That's hard to do, but don't bottle it up. Open up the bottle and let it come out like the genie that's in there. Isn't it great, Diana? I know. Yeah. They had plans to fly, but you're scared for them. Yes, Debbie Batchelor. I would be too, honestly. Yeah, I really would. So, all right. The next card of Shining Light is they want you to pay attention. So if you can unbottle whatever it is, make sure you're watching what's going on, how you feel, what you're thinking about, what shows up for you, what symbols or signs are there for you. Because we tend to think, oh, that's strange that that's there, but we don't say what's behind it. What is that thing for? Why is that message popping up for me? And the area seems to be business or needing more money or a career as a sole provider. I don't know. You got a fork in the road, but you also got to cut through some of the things that you need to cut through. This is hard for us all right now. Living well and having enough money to do so is very, very difficult. So we may have to take a few shortcuts. And if that's the case, if you're angry and it's bottled up, try to find a productive way to release that anger, because all of us have anger about something.
So this is interesting because everything Aley said, I agree with.
Oh,
And
wow.
the way I could interpret these cards, uh, based on the suggestive nature of what I interpolate her meaning into these cards, it could be any one of those things.
Hmm.
But what I wanted to point, I mean, I almost feel like it's the same situation I had with the reading I did for somebody where life got away from them, that sensation feeling again. This is one where you come in with this feeling of needing to reclaim something as your own because it's been taken from you. It's the Seven of Swords reversed with the Knight of Coins that came in, where something isn't meant to stop, or it stopped too soon. And I don't know why the glare is doing that again. I'm sorry. And then this I found interesting because normally the Page of Cups to me is about identity. This is the Page of Coins. And the thing I noticed for the first time tonight, I've never noticed about the card, is that on top, if you are looking at the vantage point of the head from the down, I always thought of the head as separate from the coin. The coin was its own head, but actually the identity that we're tied to money, and at the initial phase of life, we're sent messages like pages. So what I'm saying to you is, I don't know. It's kind of like what Aley said about kind of reassessing what you're doing or what it is right now that is really hampening your own sense of either self-worth or importance in a situation where you're not being heard or recognized. I kind of feel like if the Knight of Coins comes in reverse, there's sort of this mercenary aspect, and I feel like you've been either a punching bag or someone that has has kind of put their needs on hold or what they want to do because they've had to survive, putting money first, maybe in a situation in the past where it's about a bureaucracy. And this can be a study card, it can be a spy card, it can be a shit stirrer card, it could be. I feel like, as Aley pointed out again, there's something you need to discover or explore. I don't know if you've ever had a scenario where there was something going on, maybe where you were burdened by the realities of everyday life, but that's what I'm seeing here. This opportunity, you need a new opportunity for yourself. I think more than anything right now, based on the last three cards, it's like someone shouting in your ear and you can't calm it down, you can't quiet it. There's a level of stress, but there's also this new way of looking at things. If you just flip this over, that would be so helpful to you, the High Priestess. So and then Justice reversed. Justice isn't always just, is what I heard. I feel like to get to this point, you're meant to go through this stuff. And then the outcome card, you're going to have to separate from something or somebody.
Maybe even a separation from a part of yourself.
Yeah, that could be, because that was with the coin too, with the Page of Coins, with the same self or whatever. Yeah.
So Debbie Batchelor, I'm sending you lots and lots of love and healing. She almost passed last week, and she wants to see her daughter. So I just want to say that. That all of us are sending you lots of love and energy and prayer. And I hope that things get better for you.
Yeah, I felt there was something there about that. I think there was a sort of sense of urgency. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Seeking myself for yourself. Love it. Love it. Love it. Relocation. When would be a better time for this to happen? You know, we're getting to the point where we don't want to put our life on hold anymore. We're like, I want things to get better so I can live my life. Go here, go there, do this, do that. It's really, really difficult. Let's see. So what I'm getting for you is that you need to tune out the world or what other people's opinions are about this for yourself. So, because I got the headphones, and the headphones are saying cut out any distractions that are giving you mixed messages. If you're relocating, do your diligence and find out about the area, find out about the cost of things, find out what's available to you in that area and what it is that you need to live your life, because you're steering your own car here. You're in charge of your own steering wheel, and you're in the driver's seat. And I see a change of direction. So I think that once you do any of the legwork, and maybe you've already done it, that you can pretty much do this whenever you wish. But I don't know if you have to sell something like a house or if you're just renting. I don't know if you have other restrictions that would come up as well. But they're saying whenever you're ready and you're in the driver's seat, and that you're going to love relocating. That's what I get, because I get the rose. So I don't know if you love, you don't love all the work that you have to do to relocate, but at the same time, you may love the situation you find yourself in and the people you meet.
So it's transition time, and I did. I used the Mildred Payne Oracle deck again, and everything Aley said I agree with again, because there's this thing here. The first three cards in the Lenormand that I got for you was hat, wheel, and acorn. This is all within you. What this is telling me is that we keep things under our hat. We play them close to the vest. The wheels are turning. You've gathered enough to make it work. And I'm not going to go into the other ones in the knighting and all that other garbage, because I don't feel like it. I like to some nights, but the point of it is this: it's time. I mean, whether you're with someone or not with someone, I feel like with the Two of Cups, this is just, to me, a signal to be good to yourself. Again, I got this card reversed in it, Justice. I don't feel like I feel like you've been at this place, you've done this. It's time to set the location. They're not giving me a time.
Yeah. Because you're in the driver's seat. That's why. Yeah.
Something higher is guiding you to something, I think, that is more spiritual in this place that you're going to. High Priestess. So it's time.
Yep. Yeah, you just got to find that place where you want to be. And, I'm going to recommend this. Go to astro.com. Go to their astrocartography link, put in your birth information, and take a look at where it would be a great place to visit, because they don't have a place to move. There's only where you want to go on vacation. But it will give you an idea astrologically what areas may be good for you to go to. Now, you may get Malaysia, but hopefully there'll be somewhere in the range near where you live, or within a proximity that will make you happy. So, yeah, change your luck, change your place. That's cool. I love that. Yeah. What's this? You're watching to channel this, what happens when you're a workaholic, and I'm getting awesome downloads from the universe, feeling positive for us all after the darkness subsides. Thank you, Denise. You are tapped in, girl. There you go. All right, so we have Salama, and then we have J Sauce Bubbles. And so we will read for Salama first, because we are in our second hour. All right.
Hi, Judith. Why are you? Judith's leaving us.
Oh, Judith.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Have you still got Trooper there with you?
He's downstairs. I haven't heard.
Oh, he's downstairs now. Oh, okay.
But I mean, yeah, I wish he were here. I could have probably kept him, but all he would have been doing is barking and begging for food.
That's very
So,
true.
yeah.
Yes. Thank you for
I
letting
brought
us
him
know.
into one of my readings on one of my videos one day and just kept barking. He just kept barking.
You thought you were talking to him.
And I was talking to the screen and he was barking at me.
Oh, that's funny. All right, Salama. So you have had a final interview. I am really happy to hear that. And I'm going to put all my hope in that this is going to be it. What I get here is that you've been trying to balance, and I know you've been trying to balance this on your nose forever and ever. It's like, when am I going to get a job? I got to have a job, and this balance is getting very, very tiresome for you. And I can't blame you on that. In fact, it's so tiresome that you feel like some days you just want to stay home and not do anything. It's depressing. So I'm feeling that. And the message I get is your journey wasn't the smoothest one or the most pleasant one because you didn't have a job, but everything's coming together. Your patience, your strength, and your perseverance will be rewarded. The wait is almost over. Hold on. So I think that's a pretty darn good response there. So good luck, girl.
I have a little different take on it. I think you'll be successful, but do you want it? I'm going to tell you why. Okay. Four of Cups came in, which is stubborn or I don't like the offer. And then Eight of Cups reverse, walking away. Saturn in Pisces, but it's not taking self-responsibility, but I don't mean that in a bad way. I think you're fed up with something because this came into this perennial need for change, the Death card. I don't know.
She's been out of work, I think, since the fall.
Has she?
Yes.
I think so. Well, but what I get in outcome is that you probably need to take it. Yeah. So in the past, this was okay for a while, right? We could be the fool, let it go. But what I'm getting now is that you have to make a break with the idealism. This is the Lovers reversed and kind of settle into a new job. You have to.
It might not be your favorite job ever.
You're not. I don't think you're gonna. I don't think you're gonna like it. I'll just tell you. I don't think you're gonna like it.
But you know what? Once you have a job, it's easy to find a job. It really is. Yeah.
Again,
And
I don't think. It could be too that what I'm reading is that, and this is for me very much the case. When I haven't worked for a while, there's an adjustment period. That could be it too. True. Or you're going to psych yourself out to where you think you're not going to be able to do this. And the reason I say that is the way the question was, will I? But the first thing how I read it was, I will be successful. So I think you need to change some of the mindset about it.
Yes.
The Chariot.
There you go.
Yeah, you're going to do it. Okay.
Good.
And then I got at the end. Yeah, you're gonna be happy in this job. 10 of Cups.
So don't doubt
I think
yourself.
You're gonna do it.
Yeah. Wow. Well,
the cards started out kind of shitty. I'll be honest with you. I'm like.
They did, but she's been hanging on forever, and so I think we get to the point where we may not love this job, but we'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it. We need to do something. All right, the last one for tonight is this lovely Judicious Bubbles, and you wonder if we have a message for you. Are you still here? I hope so. Can you just let us know? Put yes in the chat in case bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. That's right. You are absolutely right. Yes, she's here. All right. There, we'll do the reading then. Yay. Thank you for letting us know. Okay, the first card I get is that you've had to think differently about something, because I get the conditioning card, and the conditioning card is we get conditioned to get up in the morning, to go out to work or to take a shower, whatever we do, it's a conditioned response. It's not something we think about even really. We just know the alarm goes off, we go do what we do. So it may be that you are going to stand out a little bit different than everybody else. You're not a wolf in sheep's clothing, but in effect, you are in some ways. So you're different than most everybody else. And it's not a bad way. It's just that you are conditioned to be who you are. They're saying that your courage has been amazing. Look at that. You're popping up through the rocks. When you've got a flower that comes up between two rocks, that's courage. That's tenacity. That's working through something that's very, very hardened. And so you're doing that. And they're saying also your patience, you're dealing with patience at this point. Is there something that you've been waiting for a long time? And if you look at all these different moons, you know that there's been a long time passing. She also looks pregnant, and don't get scared, because it doesn't mean that you're pregnant physically, but you may be pregnant with a new idea, which will come to you. But this is something you've been wanting for a long time. And the reason it's taken as long as it has, and it's happened in the way that it has, is to help you find clarity in your situation and what it is you really want in your life.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. So I got the factory card, which is obviously repetition or doing something for work, potentially. Knighting to the spider card. The way I read that is I heard the itsy bitsy spider and I heard children. Okay. The way Aley kind of alluded to, but I also heard being like a fly on the wall in that job, because it knighted to that. I kind of feel like an unfulfilled wish or a child is coming, and or this is about you finding something you really want to do, because this is regenerative. The frog is on top. To me, that's what that means. And then what I found really weird was when the itsy bitsy spider, 2 cards over, was a storm. Okay, the storm card, knighting to the foot. So you don't think of putting your foot down in a storm,
Right?
But you've done the reflection. You've gone through the reflection of knowing what you want. You've done the work. So I agree with Aley 100% on this one. And center of it was what you've got under your hat. Go for it.
You've got it under your hat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You've got enough. What do you call it? And if you've kept it secret, kept it top of mind, or not top of mind, you've kept it under your hat, whatever the expression is. Fly, fly, girl, fly. Look, purity.
Oh,
fly.
It's time to let go.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So I actually think it's spot
wonderful.
on there. Yeah.
Yeah. We wish you well. I don't know what's going to happen, but it sounds like something's breaking and something's happening for you. Thanks for coming into the show and asking your question. And thanks to everybody that's here. We had a great time with you. We'll be on in 2 weeks again on Friday night on Jeff's channel, where I help him with the chat anyway. So it doesn't, but we love working together. We love the fact that
I don't know how she does this 3 or 4 times a day. I really don't.
Well, you're a sweetheart. I don't.
She talks about not being adept at, well, not adept, but sick of the whole computer bit. But she's fast here.
Faster than some. Faster than some. Thanks. Anyway, please like and subscribe to Jeff's channel as well at Tarot Ask Backwards, and the information is in the show notes if you're interested. Like and subscribe. We'd love that. Thank you, Mary. Thanks, everybody. Thank you also to the moderators.
Thank you guys.
Love you guys. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.